300 pages, then something must be wrong because you ain't simplifying anything. So I'll tell you this story. And I'll tell you this story too. You know, as a speaker, a young speaker, that's your level speaker, getting on those global stages, one of the things we look forward to is those fancy hotels and those beautiful cities. And lo and behold, about 7, 8 years ago, this group called Beautiful City. I don't want to sell countries now. The only country I want to sell right now is Ghana, because they are hosts. Let's put an area for our Ghana. And Chairman Ghana, you should get a Ghanaian name because your Nigerian name is expiring. So when our Ghanaian speakers come on stage, I'm sure somebody here will give you a Ghanaian name. If you want to give me a name, raise up your hand. Yes, a lot of people are ready to give you names. So, I won't mention any country, I won't mention the city. Got into the country, got about the airport. Of course, there are some countries where there are challenges. There are these particular ones where there are special ones. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And this beautiful car came, picked me up. But this country is so cold, extremely cold. But you know, when I got into the car, it was like, I want the heater. And it's like, no, it's an heater. I'm like, no, it's cold, it's too cold. It's freezing. And lo and behold, they got to the hotel. Amazing hotel. Like, you could already see on that hotel technology. There's a difference between technology and technology. When an African says technology, it has expanded, it's scattering our head. When I saw that hotel, I knew that yes, I'm going to have the time of my life. And I was freezing inside. So one of the first things I wanted was to have a hot bath. So I was really ready. So when I went to the portal and they were pushing, everything was on point, gold, like it was a palace. And I opened that room. Wow, look at it, amazing. So I remember, it was extremely cool. When I wanted was a shower. Technology. Ran into the bathroom, saw the bathtub, saw the shower. I'm like, no, I want it to pour. You know the shower that the entire roof is the shower, so it pours on you like rain. And I got into the shower, you know, excited, like, yeah, this hotel, I'm going to enjoy my speaker's benefits. I checked all the frames, and I could not find the hot water. I don't know if it has ever happened to you when you get into a shower, and you don't know where the hot water is, because they decide to make it very advanced. I was trying to figure out, what is the hot water here? So as I was trying to check, instead of bottle, I was trying to check that, for God's sake, all I wanted was just hot water. Now, I'm tired of the technology, I just wanted hot water. And I pressed the one I thought it was. Guess what came out? Oh my God, you can say that again. I ran out of that bathroom naked. Now, I don't want you to start imagining things. Naked, but don't imagine anything more than that. So imagine me running in a suit naked, and I want to just get a towel. And guess why I ran out naked? Because I checked on the rack, there were no towels. So you have to wait on something for a dispenser to dispense towel. For God's sake, what I wanted was a towel. So I was checking, there was no towel. Simplicity. For God's sake, I ran out of the bathroom to my bedroom to try to call the hotel to tell them to bring the towel. I did not see the phone. Where is the phone? So I was checking everything. Look at the phone. What can... See, has this been happened to you before? When you go to some hotels, for those of you who are good travelers, and you're like, where is phone? Simplify it. Lo and behold, there was something like a pen. When I checked, this is the phone. Okay, where is zero? How many of you have always wanted to press zero on the phone? And all I want is zero. I could not find zero. I will not continue this story. You can imagine, because I don't want you to keep imagining me naked. But Mr. Keys, that really taught me that even when we want to advance anything in our journey with AI, we can simplify it. Yeah. Because even when I enjoyed comfort, all I wanted was what would serve me at that time. Yeah. Mr. Keys, you have two major brands that went from a transition to another transition. Talk on this matter more than simplicity.
Yeah, we had, many of you know the 7-Eleven brand in the United States. Well, 7-Eleven was in bankruptcy. And they were in bankruptcy back in the early 90s. largely because they just had lost their way. They had overcomplicated the business. They were not focused on what they truly were, which is about convenience. So they were trying to be a little of everything to everybody. They were trying to be the low price provider, and they tried to have too much inventory in the store. And finally, it was that crisis that proved to be an opportunity. That's why I say change equals opportunity, because 7-Eleven today has 90,000 stores worldwide because they reinvented themselves back during that period by stepping back, simplifying, using technology, interestingly, to simplify the business, not to overcomplicate the business. This is our big risk with AI. We do AI for the sake of AI. It's like that shower. Too complicated, losing sight of the real purpose, which is to make it convenient for people. And so that was our big lesson for 7-Eleven, that simplification. In fact, one of my favorite quotes, I can't remember the exact words, but it was Leonardo da Vinci. Here's a guy that invented the helicopter 200 years before man flew. And yet he said that true elegance is in simplicity. The ability to break things down into simple terms. I'll give you one last piece. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the astrophysicist, I've got this beautiful, I had the privilege of meeting him once, and he said, you know why we learn algebra? I don't know, I thought it was a waste. In school, we learn algebra. Whoever uses algebra, he said you use it every day. Because what algebra teaches you is a big, long equation across the board. And then how to solve for that problem, you break it into pieces. You would solve for the parentheses first. And then once that, you bring that down, and then you solve for the multiplication and division, and you bring it down. And all you're doing is taking a complex problem and simplifying it. Algebra, when we were in school as kids, taught us to simplify. And that same lesson applies not just to math, but to every problem you face in business or in life.
Please, let's be hands together. I guess the person that built that hotel didn't attend the class. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're rounding up right now. I'm not going to round up and give you something to take home with you. And that's why I'm going to stand right now. I'm going to ask you what I always ask some of my guests. At my introduction ceremony. And I call it FRA, F-R-E. Your first time at the Global Entrepreneurship Festival. F, what is your feedback? R, what is a recommendation that you have for any business leader or any young entrepreneur? It could be a book, it could be an app, it could be a software, it could even be a song or a documentary that you watched that you want to recommend to somebody here to go check it out. And lastly, Mrs. Denver, what is your closing advice? Feedback about this event, feedback about the Global Entrepreneurship Festival, your recommendation in terms of a book, software, an app, anything that you know that will be useful for us, and your closing advice.
I think I would say that the most powerful thing after you know who you are, which is to know who you are, is vision. It's not who you are. I know you are. You're working and doing the same thing over and over every single day. It's who you can become. And the vision for this, especially in Africa, is incredible. So if you don't have the vision for it, you're just kind of going through the motions. So vision determines your social economic development, determines your value. The value that you give yourself is the value the world gives you. The world sees you as you see yourself. You become, as Gandhi said, you must become the change you seek in the world. And so when you change, you know, when you change, then vision changes. And then the opportunities change. And like I said before, you could not have a better opportunity than today to live. Because this thing here, this is the most powerful tool we have in the world. You can talk to it, it will talk back to you. It will do work for you. You can call anywhere in the world, and you can work from anywhere in the world, no matter where you are. That's incredible. So I would say vision, and then of course, you know, where there is no vision, people perish, of course, the good book says. But vision without a execution, which you do well, you'll be able to visualize who you are, to execute that with a team of people, and then to build relationships and networks all over the world to be able to source all that content and expertise down into each individual person, one person at a time. Wow, that's the opportunity.
Wow. I was still sinking into that. Ladies and gentlemen, we spoke about a team, and I cannot sit here but recognize and appreciate our team of volunteers. Please, let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. Now, if I tell you what these guys have done, it will shock you, Mr. Kings. What you see here today was done by a bunch of young people. If you're one of my volunteers, please make some noise.
We are here.
Determined young people. And I said to them, with vision, we're going to make it happen. And guys, with vision, we've made it happen. Put your hands together for yourselves. Young people. In fact, I wish I'm going to play some videos and see how young. These guys stay here tonight. Young meetings that ran into early hours of the morning, and we're on this same ground. And that's what you said. Thank you so much. And of course, you recommended our cell phone, telling us it's the most powerful tool. Well, it's your time, Mr. Keys. And I'm going to ask the same thing. This time I'll go a bit deeper. What honest feedback? Looking at this event. Why? Because you are one of the world's top CEOs. And you look from a different lens. I want you to wear that lens tonight. Tell me what you see. Your feedback. Secondly, I want you to recommend to all of us nothing but the truth that is on your business. And lastly, of course, the closing advice.
The opportunity when you first called, you and Dan set up a call and said, we'd like you to come to Ghana. Actually, Nigeria was the original first destination. And I think you'll recall, I pretty quickly said yes. And here's why. Because I see the future in the young people that are in the audience, as you said. They are the future. But I also see the future of Africa, because I think people in Africa maybe don't see the opportunity that you have. In places like the United Kingdom, the United States, we get stuck. We get stuck in our past, in our fear of change. And I come to Africa and all I see is a hunger for knowledge and a willingness to embrace change. And that, I think, is the future of Africa. And this is where opportunity will grow and will be. And the other thing I loved about your call when you came is, and you said we've got a global entrepreneurship festival. And so I want to emphasize this word global, because too many countries right now are pulling back, and it's fear. Change causes people to fear. Let's face it, and we're going through more change because of technology than maybe any other time in the history of mankind. And so people are afraid and they're pulling back. The United States, you hear a lot about immigration issues and fear of change and fear of technology. Well, none of that fear exists here in Africa, because you have nowhere but up in the ability to embrace this technology and to see yourselves as leaders on the global stage. Because you can now turn Africa into leadership on the global stage by being willing to embrace that change. And it's the young people in this audience that will see that happen. So I encourage all of you to embrace education. The book that Stedman encouraged me to write is called Education is Freedom. And I think Africa is in a position to lead the rest of the world in the knowledge that education truly is freedom and opportunity is truly unlimited.
Let's put our hands together. If you did not hear in between the lines, I am not just trained to hear what you said, I am trained to hear what you did not say. And in between those words, education is profound. And it's such a privilege that I didn't just sit in the middle, but I was educated by your wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my guests. As I stand here to have a nice picture, just because this is an opportunity that I might not get again. Thank you very much. Put your hands together one more time.
Good evening, Ghana. You are live from the second stage of Me Yandere. We keep the vibes going, and we just proved that entrepreneurs can improvise under pressure. While the main stage resets, we keep the energy moving. Tonight, we celebrate the AI-powered entrepreneur, the African visionary that doesn't just use AI to replace work, but to multiply impact. We just heard some wonderful keynote speeches and addresses by Mr. Keys and Mr. Graham as Dr. Francis was interviewing them. I would love to hear back from some of our audience members on what stood out for them and what the impact was on their lives. Do we have those guests of mine ready yet? Good evening, sir. Welcome. Please take a seat. What's your name? It's so nice to have you. What is one thing that stood out from you from this fireside chat? And like, how can you practically apply that in your life?
Asamaba. Asamaba. Yawado ya soko.
Basically what I'm hearing is that through education you can bring innovation into places that don't have them. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
So why any short? Why any short, Amano?
Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Yonder, nice to meet you. Felix, yes, nice to meet you. Felix, what's something from the fireside chat that really impacted you?
The algebra story really listened to me.
Yeah, I also personally felt victimized by
Algebra. Yeah, you shouldn't say.
So,
Because maybe in algebra.
I think for me,
In real life, you shouldn't say.
Like unya complex area,
it shapes our
area situation,
mass is not something we should be scared of, it's something we should embrace.
everyday life, like don't dream about
problems ɛyɛ mass problem ebi a school burden na
That's good. So what's something you would say to someone who is a young learner facing maths and maybe disliking it like strongly? Yeah, so what I'll tell you.
yeah but I don't know papa not to or come out.
I really like that. Instead of seeing your
We are
obstacles as a punch, they can become building blocks, which is what you want to achieve.
or the mass who they go there is
Thank you so much. There are lovely, wonderful faces here.
we go international.
The world is on the brink of an era where innovation meets humanity. A future already unfolding before our eyes. From self-healing materials to quantum energy storage, technology is redefining what's possible.
Stands on the brink
When it comes to platform,
And the future
the business will
from self-healing materials to quantum energy storage, technology is redefining what's possible.
healthcare will soon become predictive.
They may make you friends, so I may make you sure
Saves
that
lives before illness strikes. Agriculture too is evolving. Smart farms feeding millions sustainably. Humanity's next leap, food, reaching the stars together. Innovation isn't coming tomorrow, it's already here, transforming how we live, work, and dream.
And this week, the world turns to Ghana at the Palm Royal Beach Hotel in Accra. Together, we are building a future where innovation serves humanity. A future created not tomorrow, but today.
The call is for AI-powered entrepreneurs.
History is here.
Welcome to the stage of innovation and creativity.
In this story of tomorrow, Ghana is not just tasting the future. Ghana is shaping it. The future begins here. Welcome to the Global Entrepreneurship Festival.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are live here with one of those young entrepreneurs, Bertha. She's going to tell us a little bit about our startup and how what she's learned at GF just today can be put into practice in her business.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So once again, my name is Bertha, and my startup is Food Farms. So we are a poultry farm. We actually produce broilers, that's chicken. So the vision of our business is what we are increasing locally sourced chicken into the Ghanaian market because it's saturated with imported chicken products. So we are trying to push the consuming in Ghana products, consuming in Ghana chicken concept. And we're also trying to increase sustainability in the country by producing what we eat. So that's our startup. And also, what I learned from the fireside chat were two things. So the first thing I learned from the first speaker was that in entrepreneurship, there's no failure. It's that you win or you learn. With this mindset, you're able to win and do exploit in entrepreneurship. So it's a great thing. I would like to my business, and I'm really grateful for this nugget. So the second thing, so from the second speaker, when he was asked for advice or recommendation, I was expecting a better smart machine to be a podcast and documentary. I recommended the phone, and he said that the phone is a very powerful tool, and that's so true. Because he said you can work from anywhere in the world with the phone, you can connect it to anywhere in the world, you can do things from where you are with just the phone. That's how powerful the phone is. So with
You too, you too.
So I just really want to thank you so much and seeing how fervent you are about bolstering the local economy. So as a young entrepreneur, what's one word of encouragement you would give to someone who's too afraid to just start? That's very good. Bertha, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, why Uncle come out.
It's amazing when young people show the way. They AI does. This is what AI does. AI allows the young people to glean wisdom from the elders, but because they're good with the tools, they show the way. And so you have a good balance of the vision being cast and the young people making it happen. Once again, shall we give it up for all the young people that have attended this amazing.
Clap for me, clap for me, clap for me.
With that, I have a disclaimer to make. So earlier today, I had the privilege of being schooled, ever so gently but ever so firmly, by the indomitable Dr. Kusamana on the value of women in leadership. And therefore, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way down south to this side of the world, again from the western side of the world, from Namibia, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome ever so much to the stage, Dr. Martha Tinahood. Won't you please give her a warm round of applause, please? Dr. Martha, as she comes on stage, she is the chairperson of this event. She is the chairperson of this round of the GF. So she has led ever so able to bring us here. We can do this one more time, one more time.
I have to send you to husband. No, okay. Thank you. Mint, really kakanola.
A very good evening. We are in Accra. Good evening.
Yeah, we are in Accra. No Accra.
Director of ceremony. I'm so happy to be here. You won't believe it. I always say that when you're in Africa, you are not a foreign in Africa. You are home. They only in the bank they talk about foreign currency, foreign something. But when you are here, we are home. I would like to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Nobuzana Alabidi Zuma. Distinguished guests, esteemed entrepreneurs, innovators, and visionaries. Good evening once again. It is indeed an honor and privilege to the Global Entrepreneurship Festival 2025 here in the vibrant Ghana. Vibrant of Ghana. So, as a chairperson of this gathering, wonderful gathering, I'm deeply humbled to stand before such a diverse assembly of leaders, dreamers, and change makers who share a common and a purpose to harness the power of the entrepreneurship for a better world. Allow me this opportunity to express my gratitude to the organizer, partners, in a very individual who has worked tirelessly to make this event possible. The young people who are just standing, I thank you. And a special thank you, Dr. Sumi Smart Frances, especially. So ladies and gentlemen, today we gather not just to celebrate the entrepreneurship, but really a moment that will shape the future of businesses, technologies, and sustainability, access our continent, across our continent. Our theme this year, AI-powered entrepreneurs, creating a sustainable planet. It's not just timely. It is a conversation that we all need to be open to having. Artificial intelligence is no longer a distant concept reserved for the tech giants. It is here, and then it is redefining how we live, work, and build as businesses, even how we communicate with each other. For Africa, all should not look upon as a challenge. It is opportunity. An opportunity to lead from traditional barriers and position ourselves as the leaders in a global economy, driven by knowledge and technology. But let us be clear, technology is not the end goal. It is a tool, a powerful tool, like everybody was saying, that when combined with human creativity and a purpose, can create businesses that we are not only profitable, but sustainable and inclusive. As we know, Africa is often described as the last frontier of growth in the world. But I believe we are the first frontiers of possibility. We have the youngest population in the world of untapped resources, and the spirit of resilience that no algorithm can replicate. If we combine this human potential with the power of AI, we will not just catch up with the world. We have a potential to redefine business as we know it. As somebody deeply passionate about empower empowerment of entrepreneurs, and especially the African girl child. AI, I believe personally, AI must be a force for equality. We cannot afford to leave anyone behind. Digital literacy, access to technology, and mentorship must become priority. When we empower women and young people with these tools, we do more than create entrepreneurs. We create leaders who will transform community and economy. Entrepreneurs has been about courage, a courage to see opportunity where the others see obstacles, the courage to innovate, and with intelligence, today we are called to combine that courage with intelligence. Women and officials to build solutions that are inclusive, ethical, and sustainable. This festival is more than a meeting of minds. It is a platform for collaboration. Over the coming days and weeks, let us exchange ideas, forge partnership, and inspire one another to create venture, not only to generate profit, but also protect our planet and uplift our communities. Let us prove that entrepreneurship is powered by AI can be forced to build, driving us toward a future where prosperity and sustainability go hand in hand. As we in Africa describe that the last frontier of growth. So, entrepreneur is not about profit. It is about progress. And progress today demands sustainability. Resources, scarcity is real. AI can help us to design smart supply chain, reduce waste, and create the green innovations. But the responsibility lies with us to use these tools wisely to build businesses that promote sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence is extraordinary, and it is only as powerful as the vision that guides it. So, what vision must be ours. The future is waiting by the people who take action today, not people who are waiting for tomorrow. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you are welcome in Ghana, in Africa. You are not a foreigner. In Africa, that's the only way I can thank you in a very simple and African way. before I leave the study. That is the way I welcome you, and that was my job was very simple, just to welcome you. This is the final one, how I'm going to welcome you.
Real quick for a second. Ghana has me wrapped. In the 6 hours I've been here, this country has treated me so well, I'm starting to think it's flirting with me. I mean, the people, the food, even the traffic speaks with confidence. What a beautiful way to hear from our chairperson with that truly authentic, almost African blessing to send us into the lost